Hey, y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy CyHi the Prince. I just jumped off the porch with my guy, Dirty Glove Bastard. Hey.
It's 2 a.m. at the hookah spot. Told my bitch we can slide whenever. Little mama got on the dress so tight, she'll be rubbing her thigh.
We got the legendary CyHi the Prince jumping off the porch with us today. What's up, bro?
What's going on, bro?
Man, we long overdue, most definitely.
For sure,
You know what I'm saying? A lot has definitely gone on, bro. Just first want to say, man, just, you know, congrats just on everything, all the success. Just, you know, it's been dope watching you progress, you know what I'm saying, continuously over the years. And being somebody who knew you even before, you know, things, I guess, got to a certain, you know, reached like a certain level, it's just dope to see that, like, a lot of the things that you were talking about, you know, early on and some of the visions that you had, like, to watch those things come to fruition. So first off, just want to salute. And just...
Man, appreciate that for sure. I know you forever, bro. Like you said, when I used to be doing drops back, what was it, like 2010?
Yeah, 2010, 11, yeah.
Around that time, for sure.
In those early days, so. Bet. Well, man, let's start from the beginning, bro. We really want to, you know, make sure that everybody on our channel, you know, gets a chance to, like, really get, like, that CyHi story, man. Can you, I mean, tell us about Sadell Young, man. Tell us about CyHi, bro.
Well, I'm a Georgia baby, born in Georgia Baptist. You know, I grew up on the east side. I moved to the south side first, like Forest Park area. Then I me and my peoples moved to the east side, like Stone Mountain area, and I grew up over there, you know, just playing sports, just doing what normal, you know what I mean, normal young men doing at that time, normal young boys at that time. You know, just into everything, and then, you know, rap kind of found me around like 12 years old, 13. I kind of just started like, dang, this kind of cool. 'Cause when I grew up, like I say, we couldn't listen to rap in my house. It was just like jazz, blues, you know, gospel or something. My parents like, rap? Hell no, we just moved from the hood. You finna be like a good kid, but, you know, it's always in you. So at some point in time, I think, you know, just getting into music, hanging with different people, they playing different music, it kind of just drew me towards the art, and then after that, I just became obsessed with it.
Okay.
So many words. So I just became obsessed with writing, not even just rap. It was like I wasn't a good reader growing up, so I feel like, you know, that was one of my flaws, and I wanted to try to correct it. So I just started using hip hop and rap as a tool to kind of sharpen my pen, but also my mind.
Okay, yeah, I saw somewhere where you said that, like, writing raps actually, like, helped you to, like, become a better reader and writer.
Be able to articulate yourself, everything. It's like, you know, man, being able to talk your way out of something and having the words, you know, help me through life. It's like, you know what I mean, dealing with just being in the streets to, like, not getting in trouble, all type of shit, getting deals. It's just like being able to articulate your vision and what you want to do is kind of paramount to where you're trying to go in life.
So what kind of kid would you say that you were growing up? Like, what were you really into?
Oh shit, I mean, if you ask my neighborhood, I was probably baddest. I was the baddest kid ever. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to go to Hamilton. I was in all type of alternative schools. I was just bad, but I wasn't bad like that. It was just before the internet. So all the skill sets you see kids with on the internet now that get monetized and get money for, where your parents might let you be a little, you know, class clown for a second to kind of get your views up. It's like back in our day, it was like you was getting whoopings or detention and all type of foolishness. So I think I'm from that generation that kind of like the first generation that really like rebelled. You know what I mean? And just started. We knew that, you know, the camera phone was gonna come. We knew that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? YouTube was gonna be a big thing. We didn't know what it was gonna be called, but we knew it by like seeing, you know, the early on, you know, websites like MySpace and, you know, different things like that coming in there, Tumblrs and shit. We was like, oh, okay, people gonna be expressing themselves in different ways. So I would say I was just an inquisitive kid, you know what I mean? Somebody who just figuring it out, but I was like a hell of an athlete. I could rap, dance, sing. So I was just a somewhat of like a melting pot of entertainment.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say I was growing up. I was into everything.
Okay.
I would trap and shooting it out with niggas, everything. So it was, I was in church. It was just, I tried some of everything. That's why I feel like I'm a well-rounded young man, you know what I mean, at this age of my life. So it's good to be able to dibble and dabble and get life experiences at an early age to be able to, know what you want to be in life.
Right.
So that's kind of where I was at.
Okay. And when would you say that you jumped off the porch?
I mean, it's kind of funny. Man, that was a good question. I would say like I jumped off the porch like, I first got a sack when I was about 14. I'm gonna just say that, like, you know what I mean? I was like, sneaking out the house and shit, 10, 11, 12, like, shit like that. But, I thought I got my first half a pound at like 14. And that's when I was just like, okay. Cause it was like kind of weird, bro. It's like, growing up, it was like, man, you can't be a rapper if you ain't did nothing. That's what everybody used to tell me, cause I was kind of like a clean cut guy. I was like, what you mean, cause I ain't did nothing? They was like, yeah, bro, you gotta put in some work to be able to like rap. This was back when you couldn't be like, a good kid and be a rapper, so you had to like get to it. So I think that was around the time like 13, 14, I got my little first half of elbow and just, shit, got to work.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you have any mentors, like any big homies, OGs, like while you was coming up?
Nah, for sure. I had some of the, man, it's so crazy that you got me thinking like this. You be trying to forget some of this shit. But nah, for real, when I was young, I was running around with dudes like 35 years old, 40 years old, and I was 14, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I definitely did. It kind of sharpened me, because I used to be like a happy-go-lucky kid, fun, but then it's like, ain't too much shit funny when you in the trap. It's like, bro, ain't nobody laughing in this motherfucker. It's like, damn, bro, why y'all all uptight in this motherfucker? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, we doing our thing, but it was like, I understood because, shit, any day that dough could be kicked in, any day, you know what I mean? So you gotta be on the swivel, you can't be in here playing. So I kind of sharpened up real fast, but just being around older dudes from everywhere, man, Louisiana, Miami, Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis, it's like these dudes is like around me like, nah, bro, this is how we rock. And I always thought I was like, I was, leaving my parents' crib, running away and shit. So I thought I was grown, but, you go down the street and this is who you run into. So it's like, shit, get to it.
It make you like have to grow up at almost earlier, you know what I'm saying? I guess that makes sense too as to why I've always felt like you kind of had like an older soul, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like a little wiser beyond your years, so that's probably why.
Nah, for sure. Being a teenager under that type of pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You around 35-year-old gangsters, they like, nigga, if you make a wrong turn, if you ain't got your seatbelt, it's like, if you don't follow something that get us pulled over, get us in trouble or something, good luck for you. So it was like, it just made me like, okay, I'm just not a mistake-driven person.
Right.
So it's like, that's kind of, I had to be a little more mature than a lot of people my age, because I couldn't afford a mistake.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
How do you feel that, moving that way and moving with cats that were older, like kind of prepared you for being in this industry and being able to kind of maneuver like amongst, some of these sharks and, just different, obstacles that you may have to overcome in the industry?
Well, yeah, it's the same way, because, a street boss and a corporate boss kind of got some of the same similarities. You know what I mean? They might handle their problems a little different. They not gonna go to court for their settlement. You know what I mean? That's the only difference. But they all wake up early. They all count money fast. They all business orientated. They all headstrong. They all confident men. So it's like, it kind of like go hand in hand. So, you getting around somebody like, like Kanye, it's like, he the same way as one of my street bosses, you know what I mean? He the same type of individual. So it's like, you gotta be on time. You gotta be able to, maneuver on your feet. You think we going to Germany? No, we going to Australia. You know what I'm saying? Have your passport with you at all times. It's like, it's all the same world. It's just, you get to go home and sleep at peace somewhat at night. So That's the only difference.
Word, word. What would you say is like one of your biggest life lessons that you may have learned, you know, coming up and, you know, before you actually got into the game?
One of my biggest life lessons. Giving love without receiving it. It's like something I understood. Like, you don't have to earn nothing from me. You know, motherfuckers be like, you gotta earn my respect. No, you ain't gotta earn my respect. You just gotta keep it. You get what I'm saying? You just gotta keep it. So it's like, that's how I kind of been able to like get around a lot of successful businessmen and businesswomen and different people in the industry. Is like showing my gratitude first. I ain't gonna be acting like I'm up here like I'm supposed to be here. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, you want me to grab some? Oh, I grab them, bro. Don't even trip.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To the point where they be like, man, what's CyHi at, bro? We need, you know what I mean? That's kind of how I got my bones in the industry. It's like, I would hear guys rap, like, I would hear Trav or Big Sean or anybody, like, we coming up with a song and it didn't all the way get done. But I heard, like, the cadences they was working on. I heard, like, how he might have wanted to verse the sound or whatever. So it's like, shit, y'all about to go out, cause you know, these niggas rich as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, they got, you know, concerts, jets to got there catch all that. So I be in there and be like, oh man, let me just give you this. I thought it was a flow to that cadence. You know what I mean? And I just start rapping different cadences and dudes would be like, oh, that was hard. Then it might spark their brain and now we in the session, now the song getting done. You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, that's what I always was, that spark plug in the studio for, especially for them guys, you know what I'm saying, to be like, keep their juices running. Like, a lot of people think I'm like in there like Lil Bow Wow and a nigga like, no, here's 16 bars, this is what you rap. Like, it's like, nah, it's not, that's not a ghostwriter I am. At that level, that's not what ghostwriting is, or that's not what being a co-writer is, or a collaborator in a record. You in there actually, if you bringing the coffee in the room, you might get a percentage. You got on a certain outfit and I say, oh, I had the Jordan 1s on with the whoop, 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 and you had Jordan 1s on that day, you might get a percentage of the song. And you think, you like, shit, I ain't do nothing but goddamn engineer this motherfucker. But it's like, when you at that level, they take every piece of energy in the room to be able to put into that record, to be able to like, you know, make sure it lives forever, but change people's families as well. So it's very important. So that's kind of how I just, you know, ingratiated myself into the music industry, and that's the similar parts of it.
Right. Yeah, they say you gotta have an attitude of gratitude.
Yeah,
you know
for sure,
like,
for sure.
Yeah, and then people respect you because they know that, you know, even if you are up on a certain level, if you can still stay level with them and relate to them, then, you know, people just be more comfortable working with you and more opportunities, you know, come your way.
Like a lot of people, you know, there's a difference between being a boss and being a leader. You know what I'm saying? Boss will tell a motherfucker what to do. Leader gonna show you.
That's
so
real.
He ain't afraid to, you know, pick up something himself,
That's
you know,
real.
get it done himself. So I think that's what kind of the gratitude and kind of the mindset I had moving into the industry.
Okay. And where did that kind of mindset come from? Like, was that something that like you was raised with? Was that something like, you know, that you picked up from the streets? Or like what kind of made you that kind of person?
That's kind of both. It was like, I didn't want to go back to the streets. See, I was always a kid. I wanted to be an entertainer. Like when I got in the streets, I was upset. Like, you know, niggas be in the street like enjoying it. Like I'd be like, bruh, I'm upset out here, bruh. You know what I'm saying? We getting in shootouts, you know, niggas going to jail, bruh. Ain't got no bond, just different shit going on. I'm like, bruh, I rap, bruh. So it's like, with me, I think to kind of full circle on everything, it's like with me, I always wanted to be an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to be a rapper. So me being in the street, it was like, I didn't enjoy it, even though I had to do it. You know what I'm saying? And like, to be able to put enough hours in the rap. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of times, you know, to be able to get to a skill set of my nature, you had to drop out of school. I would say I dropped out of school at 14, but that whole day I got to spend in the studio. You get what I'm saying? So I'm writing raps while y'all kind of at school being normal kids. You know what I mean? Outside of that, I'm, you know, a flight risk. Like I'm doing shit that I don't supposed to be doing. But in between that, I'm making sure I write my raps and making sure I'm on my shit. So I think that's just what made me who I am in the music industry.
Yeah. Would you say you were bored with school? Like you think that like when you did drop out and when you weren't really applying yourself like that? 'Cause I think I saw one. I saw on an interview where you said, didn't you say like you was failing gym class or something like that? But you was an athlete.
Yeah,
But like just because you couldn't get up to go to class.
It just was like, man, you know, man, my mama made me quit football. I think that was a big thing in my life that kind of threw me off. Cause my grades was bad. Then once I quit, she made me quit. I was just like, fuck it, man. I'm full-fledged in the streets. So after that, I just went full-fledged in the streets because they told me that was the only way I could be a rapper. So I just was like, okay, let me get my 4 years of military in the streets over with so I can go on and do my rap. And that's kind of how it was. It was like a 4-5 year run. And I was done. I ain't even, once they started offering me the same amount of money in the music industry that I could make in the street, I just took the music industry.
Word.
You know what I mean? So after that, I just never went back. I went cold turkey, like I said in the rap the other day. And it's kind of, that's what I've been doing ever since.
Word. So how old were you when you first started like taking rap serious? Like what age was that?
I would say like 17, 18, down that range. I started getting deals around that time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was like one of the hottest rappers in the music industry. It was so crazy. Like I said, it kind of was like it might have been a little detriment to me. I was never able to like create like a street buzz or like an organic following because every time I would go rap for somebody, they would try to sign me. You get what I'm saying? You know, most of the time guys got to get the CDs together, get out here and push their shit, or get their marketing together. I could not go to a record label that didn't want to sign me, like L.A. Reid, Clyde Davis, all the way from, we had the Noon Times back then to Lil Jon, Jeezy tried to sign me. Like, I had so many offers, EPMD, you know what I mean? I was just like, everybody from East Coast, everywhere was just trying to like get with me at the time. So it was like, I ultimately chose, while I was in the rap group early on with Noonie and Jazzy Faye, I ended up getting signed to Def Jam, and then that situation kind of, faded away because we was in a group and, Boys in the Hood had broke up, and it was like, groups were kind of like going out of style at that time. And then I came back and like I got a deal with Akon, and we went and did our deal, me, Akon, and Boo went and did our deal with Def Jam after I got out of the group. Okay. And we did it solo, and then during that time, that's kind of when, the Kanye West thing came in, because he was at Def Jam as well. And he seen me rap on a video, and he was like, yo, is this guy flying out to Hawaii, yada, yada. So I ended up getting in Hawaii, and then Kanye like, man, I want to sign you, but then it was like, Akon was still kind of big at that time, so he was like, nah, like, so it was just a friendship at first that then developed into like a business relationship.
Okay, word. Now I remember in those years, the first time I had ever heard you, I think the first time I heard you was a video that you did called Stutter. And I remember that, and it was so dope to me because like I'm, being a hip hop head myself, I'm into concepts. And so I remember first seeing that, and I actually thought that you was a rapper with a stutter. So I thought it was even doper because I was like, yo, bruh's like really using like, his stutter to make dope rhymes, and then come to find out that it was just a concept. And then when I, got up on more music, I was like, okay, bro is like really conceptualizing, this music. So
yeah, that's something that I feel like I'm the best at. Like, the reason why I think people like my freestyles a lot is because it's not a concept. So it's the first time you really get to hear me just go crazy. Yeah. But my albums, I can't write a song if it don't have a concept. I can't just go in the studio and it just be about nothing. I got to come up with something and just be like, man, I'm good. But if you come in like, man, you should write a song about this, it's like, I can dive right into it. So I think the stutter aspect, it was like, just me like telling people I'm the best, and just happen to keep saying it over and over. Yeah. Plus I used to have a cousin who had a bad stutter back when I was young, so it was like, he was my best cousin, like my best friend. So it was like, I already knew kind of how to make it sound like I really did have a stutter, and then people actually thought I did stutter, and that's one of the songs that Kanye sing too, and was like, man, this shit is crazy. How did bro do this? So it was like, That's the song. That and that Yellow Wolf song is kind of what opened me to the world.
The one with Peel, with Yellow Wolf and Peel.
Yeah,
okay.
Shout out to Peel. Shout out to Yellow Wolf.
I remember that video too. Yeah. That was like one of the next ones where it was like, okay, bruh's here.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
No, that's what's up. So yeah, I mean, and during that time too, I mean, like with artists like Yellow Wolf, Peel, I remember like, you know, I feel like Wiz Khalifa, Currency, Big Crit, like all during those years, that was like a nice, like just like kind of era.
Yeah, that was the crashing the live mixtapes and the crashing of that Peel. Yeah, it was almost like who can crash the site, and it used to be fun to like go back and forth with those guys with that.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest thing. That was the mixtape, and it was kind of like the introduction of streaming.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I think, you know, we took a hit in that way too, because we gave away a lot of free music that we didn't know what to really do with at that time, because, you know, your label might not feel like you the biggest star in the world, so they don't want to put your stuff out.
Right.
And you feel like you connecting with the fans want to hear some music, so you would just service it to that Peel for a live mixtapes or something like that. So I think it was that era, and you know, the Big Seans, the Wiz, myself, Currency, Big Crit, all of us was part of that. So
yeah, now that was a really interesting era, because I mean, in those days of me working on the marketing side at the labels, and I remember, you know, our bosses, people above us would say like, man, we need to make money off of this music, but we like, man, y'all don't understand. This is the streets, and these artists got to be relevant in the streets for anybody to want to check for them. So
as far as on the album, right?
As far as on the album, right. So that was just interesting. Like you said, that was the beginning of streaming. I was in, YouTube was about 4 years old, so it was still like people were still understanding just how to use that platform, and you know.
Right. Exactly right.
Word. So you meet Kanye. I mean, you building your own buzz yourself. You doing showcases back then, all that, right? Well, I mean, this was before you got signed.
A little before that, but once I got with Ye and those kind of guys, I was kind of just in the industry at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
In the mix with everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what was that experience like, even, like going to Hawaii, and you worked on My Dark Twisted Fantasy, right? Okay, yeah. What was that like?
I think that was a great experience, man. It was like, I tell this story, like my dream was to be on a song with Jay-Z. I just wanted a song with Jay-Z. That was like my climax of my rap career, you know what I mean? And it was like, God was like, nope, because we're going to do it right here when you first get here. You know what I mean? Your first song you fucking rap, it's going to be with Jay-Z. So it's like, damn. So it's like, I knew I had more to offer the world when he gave that to me like that. It was like, damn. So, but during that time too, it's like, I had got in a place where, people were kind of like fighting over me in so many words. It's like weird to say, but when you sign to one rich dude and another rich dude want to sign you and feel like he can do more with you, it's like they having a power struggle. So me, just being in that, and then understanding, like, at that time, Def Jam wasn't, I don't know what their thing was with me, but they wasn't showing me that attention I felt like I needed. I just felt like, Ye was just, I was always with him. He was like, yo, bro, let's kind of like start coming up with some of these records. So that's when I kind of like tried to shift my focus into more songwriting than just trying to be an artist. Because when you caught up between two multi-millionaires, they don't want to budge. They don't want to do what's best for the artist. They just want to, people be want to have a pissing match all the time. So it's like, I was like, man, whatever. So I just started writing, because like I said, I was just happy to be out the street. I didn't care what my role was. Yeah. Because I knew one day I would be who I am today, and I knew that couldn't nobody rap with me. You know what I mean? So it was just like, my time gonna come. I just, give my, it was my internship to the world of hip hop.
Yeah. You got to put in those 10,000 hours, as they say.
Sure.
So you was doing that.
That's what I was doing. So that's kind of where I was at in that time of the Hawaii time, and progressing to about 2015, 16 area.
Word. So and the Jay-Z feature you talking about, that's from the Good Fridays releases, right? The So Appalled.
Well, So Appalled was actually for the My Beautiful Dark, but he just added it to the Good Fridays just to build some steam. So, that was on the My Beautiful Dark album for sure.
And so that, I mean, it's like when you reach your goals like that, and I mean, it's like, where do you go from there? Like, how do you, I mean, it's like a huge readjustment of the goals. Like when you come in, you say, okay, I want to be with some of the top rappers. I want a song with Jay-Z. It's one of my biggest goals. And then you get it. It's like, where do you go from there?
I mean, it's deep, man, because it's like, I realized I had to go back home. You know what I mean? Like, I'm from Atlanta, so, around that time, trap music was real big, but I was a better hip hop artist in so many words. Like, people just wanted to hear me bar out. They ain't really want to hear me like make no trap record or nothing like that, or like, just a great song. And that was another thing I had a battle with too, was like, my team want me to make, these big records, and my city was now bubbling with their own sound. But I had built a fan base just being a great MC, being a great rapper. Like, so it was just like, it was a battle between like, who we want CyHi to be. Like, I see people respecting me for my lyricism, respecting me for my bars, my song concepts, but they want me to make this one pop record or something that's gonna blow it off, and it's just like me, I just didn't feel like that was my thing, you know what I mean? So I tried to stay to my guns and, really develop my sound to where it is today. Like, I put out an EP today, you know what that is, the EGOT EP, make sure y'all go get that. But now you kind of gonna hear the full repertoire of who CyHi is, you know what I mean? So yeah, for sure.
All right, so how difficult, like how much of a tug of war was that, within yourself to, to know like that you want to put out conceptual records and you want to be lyrical, but then knowing that where you from and where, even a bulk of the fan base that you still want to build and you want to acquire, they want a certain type of sound. Like, how difficult was that for you to, to stay in your lane and not, steer, over to this other side? Or
I mean, it's been a difficult journey. It's like, man, it's like, how can I explain it? Like, I was blessed to experience the streets with a sober mind. And what I mean is, a lot of times when these young kids are on all these drugs and doing all this shit and they doing their street activity, they don't feel the repercussion. They don't feel the guilt. They don't even feel it because they using the pills and whatever else to suppress it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, with me, most I might do is hit a blunt every now and then, but I'm on point because the dudes I'm working with ain't gonna allow me not to be on point.
Right.
So it kind of like, when it came to rap, it's like, I really didn't even want to rap about my trap life like that. You know what I mean? I kind of wanted to go like another way, like a big songwriter, especially when I'm like, man, Kanye, I just had met Kanye and I always knew him for being a super dope songwriter, you know what I mean? Outside of just a rapper and a producer. So I think with me, that was the thing was like, man, y'all trying to make me get in what I just got out of. And somewhere, like, this is what I like to say to record labels around the world. We don't have A&Rs, we don't have artist developments. I always got signed from a showcase, because I showcase my talent. But now, they want these artists to go conjure up how much it costs to break a single, 250 racks, $500,000. You want this man to conjure this up. He ain't finished the 9th grade. He stay in the middle of the projects, and you think he just gonna bump into a real estate developer? It's like, what you think gonna run into? Like some kind of, banking investor or something? Nah, he gonna get it from how we accustomed to getting it. Yeah. And you let him know his dream is possible, so he may go to the extreme to get it. Now that's when we get niggas in shootouts, niggas going to prisons, niggas getting killed, all to be a rapper, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, it's crazy. So to me, that was the thing that I was upset that I had to like, what y'all mean I gotta, yeah, nigga, you can't rap if you ain't did this, you ain't did. I'm like, man, come on, bro. Let's go, let's do this. What we doing? Just get this over with so I can go back to the studio, do what I was gonna do. So in a like, you know, in a sober mind, in a clear mind, that's what it really was. But you just think you just with the homie, this what we do, we gaining our rep, we putting it down, you know what I mean? So it's like, really that just, you know, like I say, for one great rapper that come out of Atlanta, it's 50 in prison and 50 that have been killed behind trying to conjure up enough money to pay for the studio set, shoot the video, you know, get some marketing dollars, get some ads, you know what I mean? It's like, man, you sending us out here for destruction. So that's why I used to ask, you know, my label all the time, like, what you mean go get my buzz? Like, what you really mean by that? You know how the guys is doing it in Atlanta, like, oh, you wanna, well, come with me then. Let me show you how we doing it in Atlanta. Oh, okay. It's like, yeah, exactly.
They ain't ready to come.
So it's like, that's what I really wanna speak on. Like, I wanna be that outlet for young brothers, especially from my city, that feel like they art is more important than they street rap. You know what I mean? How they really painting these pictures, and cause we got those type of artists. Like I say all the time, like ain't no reason I'm signed from a nigga who ain't from, well, my guy is from here, you know what I mean? Kanye is from Atlanta, y'all didn't know that, but you know what I mean? Like he was in Chicago, he came and got me. Like how G is with Cole, you know, my guy Grip is with Eminem. You know what I mean? It's like, it's guys coming to get us outside of here when they feel like we don't fit the status quo of, oh man, we ain't dragging a chopper around. You know what I mean? Yeah. Drugged out and got that serving everything, robbing everything, moving. That's the only thing we respect. So I think I want to be that outlet, and that's why I started my own label, EGOT Records too, for those type of artists, R&B, producers, rappers, hip hop artists, and show them how to do it the organic way where you ain't really gotta, you know, put yourself in the line of fire just to be a musician. You know what I'm saying? So if you see what's going on in our city today, we losing a lot of great artists just for that. And it might have been something they did 5, 10 years ago just to get to where they at, but it still follows you, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was the mindset I was in. I was just battling that struggle of like, nah, y'all ain't finna trick me off the street. I'm gonna do this shit the long way. You know what I mean? Even if I gotta get my bag up doing, you know, songwriting, it's like publishing dollars, different things like that. So that's kind of where I gained my notoriety as well.
Word. And touching on that, you know, like with just everything that's going on in Atlanta right now, I mean, it's you know, it's definitely sad to see, you know what I mean? Like, and not only in Atlanta, but just a lot of, you know, hip hop artists, you know, catching these RICO cases and, you know what I mean? Like, you know, have possibly, you know, getting some penitentiary chances, and it's like it's sad to see that, man. And you know, like, what are your thoughts, like, even on just like what's happening here in Atlanta? You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
man. I see. To me, I go deeper than that. Like, I would like to let all the artists know, and it's just for our culture. To me, if you black, you a street nigga to me. I don't care if you was 4.0. I don't care if you was, man, you still had to go to that party that got shot up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might not be the nigga in the car, but one of your partners is just, and the dudes who pull up don't care you ain't with it. You gonna get it either way it go. You shouldn't have been over here. You know what I mean? So we all had those plights in life. That the black plight is just a rough plight, bro. So when you make it to the music industry, you don't gotta show me you a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. That's what niggas do. It's like, niggas be trying to impress the internet to show them they a real nigga. Bruh, you made it, bruh. You ain't no way you gonna be able to come from your community, or come from your side of town and be a successful artist, and ain't nobody gonna like you, or people gonna like you, some people ain't gonna like you. But from where you come, enough people liked you to let me know you was official. So I'm gonna take a listen to you. Now, if you good enough to keep my attention, that's neither here nor there, that's different. But you ain't gotta prove to me no more that you that dude from your neighborhood. Yeah, if your neighborhood told me about you, if I heard that you was bubbling in South Carolina, I'm gonna take a listen to you, cause you got to be some kind of cool cat with some kind of charisma to be able to have people talking about you. But it's like a lot of times they wanna still prove it every weekend. Like, we gotta prove every weekend that we still this type of dude. It's like, that's the weirdest shit to me. It's like, man, it's like you seeing football players like go back to the hood to show they're a real dude. It's like, nah, man, he played for the Vikings. Like, bro, you play for the Vikings, bro. Like, relax, you made it. You know what I mean? So I think that's the biggest thing is like we pressuring each other to show each other that we real or we tough or something like that. Man, I don't care. Outside of the black race, you a threat.
Yeah.
To any other race, you a threat. So you a street nigga to me, cause that's what they gonna treat you like when they see you. If the police run up on 4 college black kids in the car, they ain't gonna assume you in college.
Nope.
They gonna assume you with the shit.
Yeah.
So be prepared to get thrown through the ringer like a nigga in here with 4 pistols.
Yeah, that's
You
real.
know what I mean?
I feel like a lot of that too kind of comes like, you know, being black, like, you know, I was telling somebody the other day, like, that's not black. I'm like, man, you'll never understand like the difficulty like that you go through being black. I mean, just the survivor's remorse that you go through. Like some of what you were just touching on is, you know, like feeling like you got to go back home and that you got to be real, or if you touched a certain amount of money or success that you're not real, so you got to go and prove that you know real, and that, you know, it's something that we almost can never get away from. You know what I mean?
Can't, bro.
Even kids that grew up in the suburbs, but like they go to school and they want to be real, so then they'll act like they from the hood, or they'll do some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Where it's
like myself. Shoot, I grew up in the suburbs, but it wasn't that we were trying to act like we being real. It was like, it don't matter where you at. The only reason I was in the suburbs because my mom and daddy was still together. If they would have split, I would have been the project. It was just 2 incomes coming out. That's the only thing. But I ain't get no Jordans. I wasn't getting none of the, like when I was in school, when all the kids would come to school at lunchtime, you know, because they all didn't come the first part of school because they were getting the Jordans. Man, I'm in here with the Scottie Pippins. These motherfuckers $39.99, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like, I bought my first pair of Jordans when I was 18. I bought them myself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like, that's the real thing. Is like, bro, you know, we can't escape our past, and that survivor's remorse. Like you said, if you're not from that community, you know what I'm saying, people gonna be acting like, oh, you ain't that, and you gotta go prove yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you this, I seen a lot of suburb niggas whoop project niggas. I'ma just keep it a buck. Like, I seen a lot of niggas storm out. We go down the street to the motherfuckers so-called street and we whoop them, you know what I mean? But it's like, who cares? It's like both of y'all are not you one meal from being in the project, you one paycheck, you one layoff from your mama or daddy to being right in that neighborhood with them. So it's like, that shit with Stone Mountain and Decatur is like, that line is like very thin of, you know, so it's kind of like we was going through the same struggle. I still went to Killer Grove.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it don't matter where you at in town, you gonna run into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what it was.
Okay, so jumping back into the music, bro. So I want to get into this EP, but you know, I still, like, I've been wanting to talk to you about No Dope on Sundays, you know, for so long, bro, because that was such a classic. You know, I don't throw that word out there, you know, I don't like to throw that out there, but I will definitely say that project was a classic, man. And just the way that it was constructed, you know, from beginning to end, like, I just, you know, I felt like, as, you know what I'm saying, being a fan of it, that more people like needed to hear it, needed to feel that, because just the messages in it were so real. And I think it came from a place of like, almost like living with values, like, you know, back when like cats in the street lived with values, and like kids and old ladies wasn't getting served to, or, you know what I'm saying? You just had, it was just respect in the neighborhoods, bro. Like the OGs showed us, you know what I'm saying, respect. So, you know, I felt like the album should have been a musical.
Man,
like,
you know,
or it should have been a musical around it. You know?
I like how you say it, because all my albums are musicals. It's a hard way musical. That's my production company as well. It's like, that's something that, you know, I do with a lot of I was a fan of musicals growing up. So I used to act in the plays, all the musicals we did, the Grease, to, you know, Sounds of Music, different shit like that. But that was just like how I grew up, bro. I just grew up with some dudes from out of town that I was just being groomed to be something that I didn't want to be. But we had, like, we would be upset with you if you ran off on the plug. Like when we grew up, we would probably beat the shit out of you and be like, hey bro, my bad, my partner took these, here you go, bro. Like just keep it coming, you know what I'm saying? Just keep the motherfucker coming. But it was just like, this generation is different. So it's like, me, I just think, man, just being able, like I said, having a father, bro, that's so pivotal. Niggas don't know how pivotal that is. Like, it keeps you balanced. It's like, I told a story where if I did something and my mama was mad, like if I had a girl in the house, my old man wouldn't really be mad. My mama would be mad. Right. So I'm like, oh, okay, mom, dude, she don't really want me to have no girl out. Then if I stole something, my mama really wouldn't be mad. My dad would be furious because he know a nigga kill you behind it. Then it's like, if we laughing at a kid that's in a special ed class, they both would be mad. Then it's like, okay, this is a cardinal sin. You get what I'm saying? So being able to have that balance and being able to ever see a man mad when he's serious or he ain't playing with you, it's like, okay, you kind of know how to maneuver through life. You know when the fight about to jump off at the club because you done seen a man get mad before. Well, some niggas just being there oblivious because they live with their mama, they ain't never seen a man. But till this motherfucker coming in with the whole mop out, it's like, oh man, what's going on? Yeah, he was upset. Yeah, I ain't see it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I was just always sharp like that because I had that universal teaching. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of what got me to, you know, doing No Dope on Sundays. It's just kind of a lot of the lessons that I learned throughout my life and just kind of like, you know, navigating them through an album that really, you know, gave the fans some kind of like integrity. Like, oh, okay, I can still be. I seen somebody say, man, I forget what he said, but he was like, man, you ain't gotta be no nerd to be a lyricist. And he was just talking about me, like, he could tell that, like, I'm a real dude, but I study my craft, I do my thing, but it's like, nah, it's like, you really gotta, you know, just be yourself. But in my instance, I think No Dope on Sundays just gave off a integrity vibe, like, okay, he's still from the street, but he got integrity. He ain't finna shoot you, he ain't finna run you, you know what I mean? He ain't finna cap on you, nothing. You give me what I say I'm gonna give you what you say, and it's gonna be cool. You ain't gotta worry about me robbing you or nothing, like, cause I'm business. Solid, I'm square, you know what I mean? I'm square business, so, like you said, that's what No Dope on Sundays was just giving young men back that integrity. That's what that's what I love about Pusha T, like, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in somewhat the dope game as well, but the lessons that it taught you of business, how to conduct yourself, how to be a man. Like, even though this drug is destroying our community, it still taught us integrity, how to carry yourself, you know what I mean? But now it's just like free fall. It's like, you know, GTA or something out here, so.
It's like, unfortunately, that was the only resource that a lot of us had around us to show us how to be businessmen. And, you know, not forever trying to make the excuse of, you know, the black man's plight and, you know, the drugs put in our neighborhood, we were forced. But I mean, that's a reality of it, you know what I mean? And for some of us, that was our first time having any kind of understanding of business. Man, you just said something that was really pivotal, man, with, you know, talking about like growing up with your pops. And like a lot of us kind of, you know, take that for granted. A lot of pops who don't, you know, stay and take care of their kids, you know, take that for granted. And a lot of us that may have never grew up with them take that for granted. Not take it for granted, but I think you don't see it like how, you know, you were just saying, like some of our first time, like even dealing with a man, is somebody of authority, somebody telling you what to do, a police officer or something like that. And if you ain't grew up with a pops, like you said, knowing when a man is upset or knowing when you just need to like sit back and chill, most of the time when that first man say something to you, you automatically popping back off at him.
And that's a big thing, cause it's like, man, growing up as a young man, you know when you start, like when you start crying when your mama whoop you, that's when you kind of know your mama really can't tame you. So now you feel invincible. You know what I mean? So now, like, you ain't never had, cause you, like I said, if your mama had you, she gonna drop you off over your auntie house when she wanna go out. She might leave you with your sister or something like that. She ain't gonna leave you with your uncle. She gonna feel like, oh, they gonna be over there smoking, they gonna be over there. But that's really what he need to be. You know what I mean? Cause at least he gonna still see how the men maneuver in the world and they mannerisms and shit. Bro just got his head, but damn, you can't talk to my uncle like that. Okay, now you know when a man of authority talk to you a certain kind of way, you like, okay, bro, you good. I done heard that before. I know what you want. Yeah, go on and do what you gotta do. Run my plates. You know what I mean? Versus, bro, what the fuck, bro? What you do? Hey, chill out. Now he looking at rat, and then y'all probably got guns and now it's all bad. You know what I mean? So it's like that type of, you know, training growing up, and then having OGs. We don't have OGs no more because, like I said, they lock them up. They take them away from the community. So it's different, bro. It's like, that's why music is so important. Like, this is our only way to, like, giving somebody a different perspective. You know what I mean? So that's why artists are, you know, what they say is really pivotal when they say it. It's like, yeah, you could tell me about your street story, but add a little to it. Let me know how it made you feel after you did that, or, you know what I mean? Different shit like that where it gives perspective on, you know what I mean, the plight that we gotta live growing up so we could change lives ultimately with it. Not just financially, but, you know what I'm saying, mentally.
Right. Do you ever feel like it's like on the songwriter aspect of things, like you've, you know, written like some top hits and have gotten like those accolades like that. Do you feel like as a songwriter, like have you overshadowed almost yourself in terms of like releasing music? I don't know if that makes sense.
I get what you're saying. I mean, not really, because I thought I did. Let me say that. I thought I did, but to hear what, like, people won't let me forget how great I've been in their life. Like, not just as a musician, but like you're saying, No Dope on Sundays, to hear like the concepts of it and understanding, like, I'm touching on things that a lot of people are going through in rap form and in music form. They won't let me forget. Like, I'm almost forced to put out an album at this point. It's like, bro, you can't even come out the house if you ain't got an album out.
Yeah.
We don't want to see you in the grocery store. Don't come to the club. I'd be like, bro, like, relax. He's like, nah, bro, we ain't relaxing. Put that shit out, bro. So it's like, I think, you know, I had a situation not too long ago, and it really put that in perspective for me.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? It's like almost going through a near-death situation, and then, you know, kind of living through it and just looking at all the support and rap lines, people quoting from my first mix CD ever. It's like, bruh, he's like, man, I got that shit tatted on my arm, bro. It's like, bruh, okay. So now it's like, okay, bro, you mean more to the world than what you just do with other artists or, you know, your A-list artists that you writing for. It's like, they not gonna speak on the shit you gonna speak on. They not gonna say, they ain't gonna jeopardize their fan base to say what you gonna say. So you gotta be the one to put it out. Like, if you look at the Bible, it ain't just about Jesus. It's about Matthew, it's about Moses, it's about Job, it's about, you know what I mean, Ezekiel. It's so many different books and writers in the Bible. It's like, which one are you? So I just think I'm one that's, you know, telling my story as well.
Wow. So you just touched on it. February 2021, you experienced a near-death experience. Can you speak on that?
Yeah. I mean, I just think, you know, in the pandemic, man, you got to kind of like pipe down a little bit. I'm not saying I was piped up, but, you know, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? To be in an advantageous situation. So I'm riding around and, you know, I'm a little Bentley. I'm probably going somewhere. And, you know what I mean, you run across some guys who probably just, that night was just starving and looking for something. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was on purpose. I don't know if it was somebody after me. I don't know. But I just, you know, did the best I could with my Navy SEAL training to motherfucking get the fuck on. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I mean, I'm blessed to make it out of it. It was just I'm not gonna say, I don't like to say I was somewhere where I wasn't supposed to be, like wrong place, wrong time. Like, I should be able to go in the motherfucking where I wanna go. Okay. But you just gotta understand, man, it's like, our community is struggling, bruh. It's hard, bruh. And sometimes they find a rest haven in evil. You know what I mean? They find comfortability in that, and knowing they could possibly get some money out of it, release some aggression from it. You know what I mean? Like, they might have lost somebody and they may be looking for somebody that they thought I was that person. You know what I mean? Because a few street dudes might got my crew, you know what I mean? You know, it's just Atlanta, bro. Atlanta you know what I mean? You play with the wrong guy, them sticks coming out and situations happen and niggas won't get back. And so you'll just be a casual person in the middle of that, or be in the club at the wrong place, wrong time, and another dude see his op and we all in here. It's like he done lost all conscious of what's going on and he just see what he sees. So I think it was a little bit of all that with me. I called the streets, you know what I mean? I called some prominent dudes in the streets and they was like, man, we ain't heard nothing, man. You know, you solid, bro. I don't know what you got going on. So, cause you know, usually it'll come up, you know what I mean? You put something out there, it'll come up, but it just niggas didn't want to take responsibility for it cause I think they felt like it was me. Yeah. It was like, that home, man, we fuck with bruh. So it's like, to be able to have that reputation too is beautiful too. So I know I ain't did nothing outrageous to nobody, so I just kind of like try to keep positive spirits and move forward and make sure I leave my mark and do what I'm supposed to do on earth, because at any time it could be a car accident, it could be you can get sick, anything that can happen and you know, it could be over with. So I just make sure I stay positive and stay working and give the people what they want. That's what's up.
And do you, did it change your view on life, or even change like just the way that you move?
No, cause like I said, that wasn't my first one. So it's just like, it just had me frustrated. Like, damn, I thought this shit was over with, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know how you be like, man, I'm home, I'm going with you, nigga. You get over there, it's like, da. It's like, shit, I thought they were doing that over there. I didn't know they were doing that over here. So it's like, I felt like, bro, I made it out of that. And it's like, it's frustrating. I gotta like still be on S. Like, I gotta still be on, I gotta ride around with 2 joints. It's like, bro, I thought I was a backpack rapper. I mean, that's what y'all made me feel like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, now I'm just out here on S. So it's just like, but you know, I'm still respectful, but you know what I'm saying? I just make sure I take care of myself and check my surroundings and make sure everything's smooth.
They can keep that head on the swivel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. All right, so the story of EGOT, man, can you please break that down? The EP just dropped today. What exactly does that mean?
Well, EGOT is an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. It's an acronym for some of the most prestigious awards that an entertainer can, you know what I'm saying, accomplish or, you know, receive. It's something for me that I always grew up wanting to be an actor, singer, dancer, rapper, you know, comedian. I just wanted to do it all. You know, I grew up in the like Living Color, you know what I mean? Like Martin Lawrence, it's like these guys, Jamie Foxx was talented. Yeah. I even tried to take piano lessons. I played in the band. So, you know, you just always try to work on your talent because, you know, if you wasn't an athlete, that kind of what was going to propel you to be somewhat successful in your community. Yeah, like I said, I ended up veering away from it, but, you know, being able to come full circle with it and be able to have a chance to accomplish those goals. I think I'm like 7, 8-time Grammy nominated. I think I won a Grammy this year. You know, the rules are kind of like, you know, pending every year they change or something. So I'm just waiting on the mail to come. If it come in the mail, I'm good. But so I'm working on, you know what I'm saying. But now it's time for me to work on my Emmys, my Oscars, and Tonys. So, you know, I'm shooting the story of EGOT. It is a musical. You know what I mean? So I'm doing that as well. So I need the Tonys to come in and kind of, you know, make sure they take a look at this. I'm into movies, so I'm licensing a lot of my songs to films and different things like that. So hopefully that'll be something you guys will be hearing. So we're gonna find different ways to accomplish that, but that's the goal. You know what I mean? That's the, you know, I want to be like the Ice Cube mixed with Kanye kind of vibe. It's like I could do film and television, but also do musicals and music and really be able to put that together and become that full package of artists. Then move on to being executive and different things and open doors for younger artists that may be coming into the music industry. My favorite joint on there so far, just from listening to it, is probably Slide with Big Bank. And then, that's my guy. Shout out to Big Bank. I got Big Bank on the song. Yeah, bro. I know Big Bank for a minute, man. Just growing up, you know, he was a legend on the East Side. So it's like, you heard about Big Bank when I was young. It's like, bro, duct tape, Big Bank, you know. they was around moving with. I used to know Alley Boy growing up real good, so Alley Boy was somebody I knew, you know, just as a young nigga, 14, 15.
Yeah.
So, just being that, and then him just becoming, who he is, his own personality is just bigger than life at this moment, and for him to take time out of his day to come like, yo, what you got going on? Let me hear it, woo, woo. And he's like, man, this shit fine, I'm about to see this. And I knew, baby girl, that was up with this pimpin'. I'm really from Atlanta, so when they came out, it was like, I always remember that song. We used to be in the club with that. So I was just like, man, I just wanted to bring that nostalgia back to the city, you know what I mean, with Big Bank. So
that's what's up.
Slide hard.
Yeah, him and Candy had one back then.
Yeah, for sure.
Nah, that's what's up. Extra was another one that I was really feeling too.
Yeah, that's the MF Doom flip. Yeah, that's shout out to my producer Ed, man. Ed Exclusive. He's a guy from Miami, but Louisiana and Miami, but he's just been in the music industry so long and just been doing great music. He's been behind the scene, in front of the scenes, and we just kind of just cultivated this sound. Me and I got Tane Runo. I work with Slim Wave, Bungle by the Way. We got Grizzly on it, so it's just like, it's just building that sound of my favorite producers, putting them all in the room, and we just jam out, have a jam session, and that's what y'all hearing. That's just a sample, that's just a warm up. When y'all hear my album, good luck.
Right. When can we expect that one? When can we expect the full album to drop?
Next month. So give me I'm just waiting on like a couple samples to get cleared because I gotta get these on the album, but no later than August, early August, you'll have it.
Word, that's what's up.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
I'm piping up now, y'all already see it. You know what I'm saying? Then when I put the album out, I come back to y'all and be like, I told y'all nigga I was a shit, nigga.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So,
nah, man, the game need it, man. We need like these concepts and like for the thinkers, for people who, want to like listen to music and it, take them somewhere visually, like, you know what I mean? We need that, man.
Yeah, that's what I offer. So that's why I said I didn't know how important it was. Like I said, until I had my situation, my accident, it's just like, you seen the love pour on my album or on Tears, the song I got with Jacquees.
Yeah.
I said it's like being alive at your funeral. It's like seeing everybody like, yo, man, I hope you okay, man. We love you, bro. I can't believe this. And you just seeing all my partners like, bro, where we gotta go? It's like, bro, nah, we good. You know what I mean? It's just like everybody's just like showing that care and that love for me that way. It was like paramount to me. And it's like, damn, I gotta really make sure I leave my mark and give them something they can remember me by, but also change other people's lives in a way, because I do help do that through music. So it's like I'm like a young OG right now. I'm like a mentor to a lot of young MCs and young brothers around the world. So I just make sure I do my part.
Word. That's what's up, man. Yo, can you talk a little bit about like your relationship with Pusha T, man? Because I mean, one of my favorite just hip hop concept records was from you with Pusha T and Peel from years ago on that Royal Flush 2, that 1,000 Pounds. That was probably like one of my favorite like conceptual records. I almost put that in line with like, Jay and Scarface had a song on Last of a Dying Breed. Ghostface and Jadakiss Run, like that was like a classic like concept, record.
Right.
And I kind of put that like in, like that same vein. But then like Pusha T, I think was on even the first song on No Dope on Sundays, and y'all energy and it's just there, man. Like,
well, Pusha, man, I would tell you this, man. Pusha is the most genuine and down to earth, realest nigga in the music industry to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I met a lot of guys, and he's just the one that I feel like we gravitate each other the most because we kind of from the same cloth in a certain way.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of his OG street buddies know my OG street buddy, or we know the same one. He's like, how you know him? I'm like, bruh, trust me. The earth is my turf. I done moved around. So it's like Push is like someone that I feel like is from that same lineage. And Quiet as Kept, my first little mission I had to go on that was when the week his They Lord Willing album came out. And I drove from here all the way to, I forget where we went, but it was about a 12-hour, 15-hour drive. And all we bumped was Lord Willing. And it's like, I knew every line of that whole album, so to actually get to meet him and actually be like, yo, you got me down the road, up the road, bro. It's like, that whole trip was like, his album was like the blueprint of the trip that I was on. So it was like, damn, he was like talking to me. I was like, damn, I'm kind of doing the same shit right now. Yeah. So it's like, we just got that connection, bro. So that's my guy, man. That's one of my best friends.
Right,
So.
that's what's up, that's what's up. Now, you posted a tweet this morning, basically, you know, letting folks know that you done being humble. What'd you say? I'm done being humble. I'm the best rapper alive. I'm one of the most important writers of the 21st century, and now I'm coming for what's mine. Speak on that.
I mean, man, because people know, bro. The music industry know. Music industry, I've been in the music industry my whole life. Every record exec done tried to sign me. Every record label done tried to sign me. But they knew that I was standing on what I was on. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna budge on how I was gonna present myself, what kind of music I was gonna say. I wasn't gonna over-exaggerate nothing. It was gonna be my life and how I kicked it. So that's kind of where I was at. But I think now it's like I said, I'm just here, I'm rejuvenated, and you know, I really wanna just let people know who is the best rapper alive. I used to grow up and I used to travel around the world with, you know, real prominent dudes. And I used to battle rap and rap in front of all these niggas artists. And they couldn't hold a candle to the sun. You know what I mean? So it's like now I'm like, okay, let's make it fun then. I am the best rapper alive, and let's see who can raise the ante, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, LA Leakers, I just did that. I mean, I've done, you know what I mean, freestyles before, but it's funny, people just act like, damn, this shit is like incredible. Like, I was like, oh, okay, all right, I got you. Okay, here go another one then. Yeah. So y'all gonna be seeing more from me. I think that's just the mindset I'm in right now. I just wanna be able to prove that I am, and I'm not just the best, I'm important. I'm not just out here saying anything. I'm giving you jewels, I'm giving you understanding. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you trials and tribulations. I'm giving you pros and cons of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm making it suspenseful. It's mystique. You got, you know what I mean? It make it spooky. It's, you know what I mean? It's religious. It's spiritual. It's like, where y'all want to go with it? How y'all want to do it? You get what I'm saying? So I can be on beat, off beat. We don't need to have a beat. It could be on record, wherever y'all need want to do this at now. Yeah. It's almost like I used to say, man, I used to be playing on my goal in my neighborhood, and I knew I was a good basketball player, but all the other kids down the street playing. And it's like, man, y'all don't want to come play on my goal? Okay, well, I'm going to bring my ball down. Oh, I'm going to come down there and play on y'all and drop 40. So that's where I'm at. I'm on a motherfucking Rucker rap tour. Well, I'm going to everybody's playground, and I'm gonna perform on your playground then, since y'all don't want to come to mine. So I think that's what my mindset is right now.
Okay, no, that's what's
and forevermore.
You say what?
And forevermore.
Nah, I mean, you showing improving, so you know what I'm saying, like that. I mean, the LA Leakers freestyle was crazy. Yeah. I mean, over the years, you've had some legendary freestyles with Sway. Oh yeah. And you know, some really like dope vibes.
Yeah, my last Sway one didn't go right. It was a technical problem. I just, we had to, forgive us for that one. But every other one, exactly.
Nah, that's what's up, man. Do you have a video coming from the story of EGOT? Any visuals?
Oh yeah, we shot a bunch of it. They about to, my first visual was Tears. It's coming out next week with Jacquees. Okay. We got that servicing everywhere. Then we got Slide coming. We got a bunch from the album. I got a star-studded album too. So Ye is on it. We got Jack Harlow. We got 2 Chainz, we got Pink Sweats is on the album, Russ on the album, you know what I mean? So it's a bunch of people, He got the EP is out right now. Make sure y'all go get that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and we got the merch coming, you know what I'm saying? Real slick, you know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all get that. I'm collabing with Roy G. Biv, that's my guy, you know what I'm saying? We come from the, from the bottom with it in this industry together, so I'm proud of him as well. So we got a lot of collabs going on that. And y'all be seeing more videos, more visuals, and we'll be back to chop it up again.
All right, bro. That's what's up.
Love. CyHi, hey.
It's 2 a.m. at the hookah spot. Told my bitch we can slide whenever. Little mama got on the dress so tight, she'll be rubbing her thighs together. Got I'ma play,